Oh, good, that bag's something. Wait. Goldie wanted it. I didn't realize I had it. I have no idea. Think the per. I've I've no idea. There's books going around. I'm just gonna auction this. Missed out on a bit of money not doing this earlier, but it's fine. Mongoose. Mon. Yep. I can make this. Just buy out this page. Or maybe not. Okay, 146. And what else? So got 3 free action, arcane. There's that. There's plenty of that. Could take stuff down and repost them, but it bugs out, so you end up being able to take one down every so often. It's really slow and tedious. Oh, Faro's gone. Could make some of that. What's the price look like? 5. I could sell it at 6 flat. Discount and still make a profit. 6. Okay. Potion. Limited vulnerability. Don't have any defense potions up. Wait. Chili. Mix with this. Depending on pricing. Seems egregious. Can't do it. No.
Inventory is full. Can I help you? For your life.
Give me a sec. Hey, I'm back. Let us see. Well, I was going to continue with auctions, but there we go. Ugh, not enough potions.
I need to target something first.
One thing I'm hoping to get in ZG is the bag. 20 soft sounds useful.
Open for business. Safe travels.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Good night. Okay, we got time. Bio. So I'll just sit here and try and make more money. I probably should go bio too, to be honest. But CG doesn't take too long. I need to get back to auctioning. Not auctioning, editing. Haven't put out a video for a while and I can see my stuff dropping. You know, this is one of my most looked at videos. Series. God, folks, hearing those bells there makes me want to go play Dark Souls 1. Roll up a new character. Go ring the bell of awakening. Just I don't know, just having a flashback to that now. I'm just sitting here doing editing and it's like, God. Speaking of, I do need to get back to Dark Souls. For those curious, I am up to Dark Souls 3 now, and my 100%ing. I've gotten a fair bit into it too. As for the editing, I still need to do the little bonus thing for Demon's Souls before I can continue. Sadly, my throat's been sore recently, so it's not too... It's been slow in the coming. Plus nerves. I'm starting to wonder if I'm gonna be able to do CG. Fair few have left, and I'm not sure how many are even in the group right now. One, two. Oh. Okay, let's go grab wood.
I buy and trade. Be careful.
love to do it. Still need to do the attunement, sadly. Ah, fuck, I never grabbed the spice. I also don't have the mystery meat. I ran out of inventory space.
You need something? Yeah, folks. Just chatting with the guild a little, so I wanted to focus on that. I grabbed some more hot spice. That's all you missed. And we chat about the... This might be mine still. Let's get it done. So I said Loomis and I got excited. The sanctified gear and the... Like, basically I've been thinking that running Karazhan Crypts was, like, key to running Nax. Because you need as much sanctified... Like, the sanctified trinket is a needed stamp. A needed thing. You know, you need a rat tier 6 of it. And it gets more powerful the more sanctified bits you have. Therefore, since there's you can only get 1 bit from the invasion, 1 bit from buying, there is the risks, but they're shit. I can get more sanctified bits of gear from Karazhan Crypts, obviously grinding that as mandatory to running Nax, because it's the only outside of Nax source of sanctified gear, but they don't seem to care that much for it. Just having the evasion set's a fine starting point. And then Nax. So that's a comfort, because you can only run KC once a day. How much did that go deposit for? Hmm. Wish it's sad. Alright, since we're not doing that now, I think I'll just go do some auctions. That one bit going for 290 is a bit prohibitive. I can still um, okay. Yeah, overbought a little. Should have stopped a little sooner. It's the last 22. Huh. Bought some Goldie's fish. Do I even have much? I really fucking don't. 10 of these? Ugh.
I buy and trade.
Thought I had more. No, that's 11
Be
actually.
careful.
I was thinking of selling it just for 6 gold. Depositless. Nice. Oh, sweet hell. It's even with me dropping the price, it's completely non-viable to make it right now. Completely non-viable. The way I work this is, you make a potion and the price here is the price to make one potion. But with that trait, you make 2. So when it comes, like, see, to craft profit, it's just factoring the profit of a singular potion. So if you want to, you know, an easy way of seeing is this potion viable to make or not, is remember, you're making 2 for it. So look at the price of this and look at the negative profit, and if this negative profit is beneath the price of this, then you can make it. Otherwise, no. If this red number is larger than this number, no. Or if it's not large, if this is large enough, then it, no. No, no. Fucking hell. Not enough is sold here. What sold of this has ever now sound cheaper? You like undercut everyone by like 40 silver. Still making a profit. Gift of Artist sometimes sells well, sometimes doesn't. Maybe. Black Mount Oil, Fire Oil, Revenge, Dragbar Chili. Between being undercut and maybe some things just having lower demand. All stuff not selling. And me missing it. Missing the window. Another chance tomorrow. As long as people are still raiding, it's fine. Inventory's fine enough for the moment.
Greetings.
We'll head here. I'm gonna stop here for a bit. I'm gonna go grab the KC Attunement quest and we'll see about doing that. Talk to you in a bit. Hello, I've returned. Let us continue. Dropped out the guild chat, so I like listening to them. It's a bit distracting.
How are you?
And now I leave again. Here's better. So yeah, well, I'll piss off again, and I'll see you when I get there. Hello, folks, and I have returned. Let us move. Speed. I am speed incarnate. I should do the Dark Riders quest. I should also do the going that for a second. 1, 2, 3. I should do Dark Riders quest. I should also do the other quest, the Rune quest, over in Felwood. Way Sprite. They're new. Maybe. Remember the Paladin Rune quest in Felwood? I should do that because the blood quest in from BWL ties in with it, you know. So yeah, I should do. Fuck. I don't have nature resist. I just realized I think I've been rocking without my auras. They deactivate when I die, and I kind of keep forgetting that. Whoops. And I died a few times there, and I don't think I ever reset it. Well, there's other pals. Hopefully, one of them had their aura on. I'm moving residence. So what am I trying to say here? I should go do the like rune quest and the other different ones because they tie in with um, the whole Paladin quest chain and the like. I should go do them because they are important. So, like, you know, the blood quest in BWL that ends the quest of that rogue Paladin guy we met. That ends his quest chain. So I should see the stuff leading up to it because it's all tied together. Alright, 1, 2, 3.
I can't use that.
I'm too used to the NPCs being right out here because of Burning Crusade. They've always been here, but that may have changed come Legion. It's not never even an instance portal there. I never got to see the Kara, the classic version of Kara. Morgan's Plot. Not that well geared. I mean, the shoulder pads are tiny. The sword ain't gaudy. The human lying before you is indeed quite dead. So doesn't appear to have any obvious wounds or trauma. The only odd thing about the body is a look of intense terror on her face. It's almost as if this woman died of fright. Sudden and oppressive darkness begins to fall over you as you kneel down. You notice that all nearby light seems to darken and fade as darkness seems to reach out to you. These are no natural shadows. Quick glance over to the entrance of the crypt tells you without a doubt that this malign darkness is coming from the crypt itself, with inky black tendrils seeking more light to snuff out. Shudder's hairs on the back of your neck stand up. The gloom seeping from the entrance crypt seems to defy all normal logic and reason. No light enters or deters the darkness, and no light inside seems to escape it. Strongly suspect that venturing the crypt as you are now could be the end of you. You'll need to find a way to get past this darkness if you wish to proceed. You seem to recall there's an agent of Dalran at a camp to the north. Perhaps she knows more about the dead adventurer in the strange darkness. I thought I couldn't escape there because of the globe, and I was wondering how would I leave, but now I was stuck in the fence. Thought for a moment there was a book icon. Divine Apprehension. Otto is a helper. Apparently there's with the recent changes Blizzard brought to like the magic system of WoW, they've brought in a weird like plot hole There's a Void Lord you fight in Burning Crusade, and he's meant to be this like, planet destroyer, but he's really easy. He may be a 5-man quest, or he could be even soloable. I'm not sure. But he's meant to take out being the reason why the Ethereals are the Ethereals. Why they're like Engie being stuck in wraps, I think. I think they used to have flesh ones. Or at the very least, he destroyed their planet. It was one of the two, if not both. But anyway, he's this incredibly powerful Void Lord. He did destroy their planet at the very least. Um, and he uses a variety of types of magic against you. Including, well, like, I think he uses, like, Arcane. But they've positioned the Arcane as against the Void. So a being of the Void using Arcane has risen questions from some. I suppose I'm not necessarily against it. You know, is it impossible for them to wield it? One could just decide to wield it, because they can. He's meant to be incredibly powerful and, you know, monstrous, so him wielding a variety of magics just gives him more of a variety to kill you with. But if there's an issue with them wielding it because of, you know, alignments and whatnot, then these are new. Then that is a pothole. It's because of the later on additions to the lore of on this attempt at grand cosmology. They haven't fully thought it through. They were also trying to position the Naru and the Titans, who have been previously depicted as good entities, as having less than good selves. Like the Naru that was in Legion was trying to enslave Illidan, and she was also sucking him off the whole time, no matter what evil he did. And talked about us redeeming ourselves. I was glad he killed her, but there was also a lot of, I don't know, felt like Illidan was getting fanned over it still, so I was still kind of sore about it. The Naru was fanning over him, so I'm kind of against Illidan fanning, simply because she pissed me off. But yeah, like the Naru were depicted as pure good before, manifestations of good, and the depiction in Legion changes that. And the Titans were also manifested as well, initially depicted as a good, you know, good gods. You know, they weren't perfect or you know, they weren't all powerful or anything, but they were good entities. But they are rabidly fixated on order, apparently. I can't remember if it was my phrasing or it was someone else's, but that the Titans, in their fixation on order, would turn against us since we're not orderly enough, which doesn't really make sense from their depictions. So I'm not sure if it's modern WoW lore being wrong, or if that's someone else's theorizing being wrong, and Blizzard aren't going quite that far. Not sure. So it's kind of a case of I have to go play the stuff, I have to go read the stuff to find out, but I dislike the idea of spending money on books that could be retconned at the slightest moment, at the slightest twitch. And I've little drive to go play retail WoW. Little drive. I'll probably go back to it at some stage, but I've little drive right now to do so. So freaking legs. Bones are hurting. But I'm gonna stop in a mo. I am recording, right? Yes. So yeah, I do need to go play it, I need to go read the stuff, but just from what I'm hearing and seeing, I'm not really sure what they're doing with it. But yeah, Void Lord was using the arcane. The current lore has posited that Void Lords is on the opposite side to the arcane, or somehow positioned against it. So one using the power is unlikely or impossible. I'm not sure which, but people were apparently calling it a lore issue. But Blizzard are making a lot of changes, like positioning the Naru as not beings of good, and the Titans as fixated on order. I've kind of feel like they were playing. Whoever's writing the lore has played a lot of SMT. So if you haven't played those games have three types of endings: law, neutral, or humanity, and chaos. So it's either enslaved to Yahweh, enslaved to demons, or woo humanity. Humans get to determine, their own future and whatnot as best they can with these two opposing forces. So, like, the angels will just enslave you and make you dance to their tune. The demons will rampage around doing whatever they please. You aren't seemingly, like, enslaved to them, but they will kill and eat you. They'll do whatever they feel like. So, if they may enslave you, they may not. They may just stab you. So, with taking, like, the Naru, who are depicted as just beings of good, like they could be corrupted and whatnot, become a void manifestation. But the Naru as a Naru was a being of pure light to the point of letting the Blood Elves drain it as a substitute for the Sunwell. Sorry, I stopped talking because I was worried, oh god, they're not going to talk to me, are they? Like, the Naru are depicted as beings of pure good, like one letting the Blood Elves drain it as a substitute for the Sunwell. It lets it happen. And it dies for it. It turns corrupted and dies. We have to kill it. The Naru, Adal, with the other Naru from Shatrat, Adal not only stops the Blood Elf, the assaults on Shatrat with its just will alone. We bring it to heal a champion of Azeroth. Well, he can't be healed of the disease of the curse plague of undeath, but they can ascend him. So he never dies, he never turns undead, he never harms anyone else. He's just brought directly into the light, into the afterlife. Of course, that then all gets retconned out in Shadowlands, but ignore that. But he's ascended into the afterlife. These are beings that have only done good, but now they've suddenly have a darker edge to them, and enslaving people. Look at Wad and Euro, where they turn like light-obsessed zealots at the Naru's order, and start killing or forcibly converting people. And then the Titans are apparently rabidly obsessed with order, despite the lack of order they do. They set up an order world and let them grow as they feel like. Like, the Titans have worked alongside us, despite us being, changed Titan creations, afflicted by the old gods. They've never had an issue with us, but apparently will turn on us once they've ordered things enough. We'll be next in the chopping block, kind of thing. If I'm remembering all that right. The memories there are muddled. I remember talking about it, but I'm not sure if that's my own supposition or someone else's or what. So, yeah, it feels like whoever's been writing the lore has played a lot of SMT, where, because ultimately it's coming down for us to choose our own destiny, regardless of Titan or anyone else. We don't have a big side to actually, side with. We have to, Azeroth first, kind of thing. I would say humanity, but there's more than humans, We have to pick the neutral path.
Good day to you. Safe travels.
Agent Kenna looks up at you and frowns slightly. Look, I told the last group to come through here asking about the crypts. They don't have any information about the bounty my order placed upon whatever cursed treasure lies beneath that old tower. My area of expertise lies elsewhere. I'm not authorized to make any large expenditures on behalf of the order. If there's nothing else, I'd like to return to my research.
Have a good one.
Oh, I see. Yes, the body you claim to have found does indeed match my recollection of one of the Avengers who passed through here recently. There were 5 of them, as I recall. I urged them against going any further, but they could not be dissuaded. Seems that my warnings were well founded. Have not seen any of their number pass by since. Feared worse, and well, you say she was the only body you found. That's true. Mayhap there are other survivors somewhere in the pass.
See you around.
But yeah, the Titans were always depicted as positive entities. And same with Naru. But here they're given a darker edge. They're trying to go a different way with the story, but they are... I suppose if the Naru are meant to be manifestations of the light, and the light can be wielded for evil means, then it kind of does make sense. It does track, but at the same time, it just feels wrong, you know? I'm thinking I may do a sound grind and try and see about doing the invasions. But the guild is saying that they made it sound like they were open to do it at some point. So might just wait for that. I was trying to say this before, and I'm never sure if I made any sense with it or not. Basically, I feel that Blizzard needs to solidify what they want in the store and the story. Actually write a canon thing, put it out, and then stick with it. Give themselves enough room to work with, and then if they want to do a story beyond that, then set it elsewhere. There's the whole backside of the planet we've never explored, and it's built up to be very mysterious. There's other planets. We could go there. We could give Azeroth time to build up a new threat, to build up a new enemy. We could have, like, Blizzard is a huge company. What they could do, in theory, I'm not much on game dev and whatnot, so maybe this wouldn't be perfectly viable, is they do quests, you know, main like expansion and trust, and then have some smaller quests hinting at other developments. Remember the island expeditions? They hinted at Mogu crypts opening up around Pandaria with Mogu necromancers coming out. We never saw those, but there's a start of a Mogu. There could be a start of a Mogu sub-patch. A Mogu patch, where we go back to Pandaria and deal with that. It would be against the trust of an expansion, but we could do something like that. The Pandaren put out a call for aid, and we're at an impasse in regards to the main objective. Maybe we're trying to breach a place and we just can't get through. We need time, and so we just like deviate over here.
That's what isn't That's still the charge.
You can actually use this while dead. But yeah, they could do that. They could I don't know where they are, so I'm just exploring around. But, I feel that when if they were to do that, set down the law, like this is the canon thing, and we're not going to change it. Whatever they're going to do is going to kind of upset people, you know? Myself included. Probably wouldn't be happy with it. But if they could actually sit by it, then I'm sure I could come to be fine with it, you know? You know? If they just sat it down and stuck with it, I could probably come to be fine with it. As long as it's well done. And, you know, go from there. But I feel that if they're going to do that, and if they're going to do any further lore books, then not only do they have to be well done and whatnot, they need to have better control over them. Because they have a nasty, dirty tendency of putting out stuff and then decreeing them afterwards to be non-canon. Or segments of them non-canon, like the whole Medieval thing I talked about previously. Like, Medieval's canon, but various parts of the story, like, he temporarily becomes, I never went over here. He temporarily becomes, the Guardian. And yet... sorry. In the story, he has to temporarily become the Guardian to defeat the enemy. He needs that power boost. But then they decree it as non-canon because they didn't want that for his story. Fair enough. But then how does he defeat the enemy? That was what the story was hinging on. And when you take away that hinge, it doesn't make sense anymore. I need the Holy Sword Excalibur to defeat this foe. I cannot breach their magical shield, otherwise nothing can do it. No other power available to me can. Yeah, well, he never used Excalibur. He just did it. What the fuck? That makes no sense. So, you know. Do I have to go into the ogre caves? I really don't want to go wandering around caves. But, yeah. So, they need to have better control over what's being wrote for their canon lore books. Because people are spending money buying them, and then they decree them non-canon in the next heartbeat. So, they need to actually settle on a canon, do it well, and then they need to also have a better control over the lore department and the like of the writers they're hiring to write the lore books. Because, like, I remember hearing a complaint about how they handled Garrosh. Apparently, Christy Golden did a great job with him in those novels, and then they completely ignored everything she did with the character for the game. Apparently, she did a great thing in the books, and they ignored it for the game and bastardized them. So, it's something they need to do better about. Okay. So yeah, I feel they need to settle on canon lore, do it well. They need to have better control over the lore novels that they're doing. Ah, my fucking arm. They need to do better on the canon lore. They need to actually establish it and stick by it. And they need to do better on the secondary materials. don't use them to contradict the game. Use them to expand on the world in different ways, and then reflect in the world the events that are stories to some degree. You can have, like, there is this whole centaur army being massed pre-Kata, and there's not a trace of it at all in the game. There should be a few references, survivors of it, sites of battles, you know? There should be a greater fleshing out of the world. In the Chronicles, you can hear about, like, venture companies' antics in Northrend. You can read about various things that you can never see. You know, they should do a bit more. They're not a small indie company. They should be able to do a bit more of fleshing stuff out. Just little bits here and there, you know? At least some of this is, you know, just me dreaming, but some of this should be doable, you know? Actually put out war Bibles and stick by them. Don't retcon them in next heartbeat. And actually do them well, make them fit, work, you know, make them work for the world and whatnot. I also feel they need to make Shadowlands not canon because it bastardizes too much of what was pre-established, you know? I feel they do have to do that, but that might be asking too much. Anyway, I'm going to stop for a sec. BRB.